Hello, everyone. Welcome to She Inspires. So, what is She Inspires and who are the people behind it? So, we will get to know very soon. So, firstly, welcome Swati and Swapna.
Hi, Angie.
Hi, Angie.
Yeah, how are you guys doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm great.
Doing amazing.
Uh, cool. So, I'm personally super excited to talk to you guys about your journey. Your the new thing that you guys are starting about She Inspires, and I'm inspired as well to learn more from you guys. So this is for all the people who are listening. So here we have two sisters from their different. So right now they are in different parts of the world and also in their different, journey in their own life. And now they have come together for a single purpose to help more women and inspire more women to take their careers and take their careers to the next level. So before that, so let's see who exactly is Swapna and Swati. So let's get started with a few introductions. And I want you guys to talk about where are you right now? What do you do? And also, any fun fact that you want to share with all the people and anything like, whatever you're passionate about or any other thing that you think you want to share with all the people who can, so that that will help them to understand you.
Got it. Thanks, Angie, for having us. Yes, we are very excited about She Inspires and can't wait to share the journey of like why we are here. So to get us started, I am based out of Seattle, United States, and I'm currently professionally working at Amazon. I am a manager of program managers. I lead a team who's focused both on improving the employee experience and also ensuring that there is, we are preventing fraud from a seller risk perspective. So that is what I do today. And professionally, I have 15 years plus of experience working as a database analyst and a developer, and then moving on to program management roles in different industries. I get excited to learn new things and then to continue on that journey. Fun fact. I am a fitness freak. I am both into physical and mental wellness, and that is one of my areas I deeply feel passionate about. And the fun fact is that I have been going on a longest streak of 253 days nonstop, working every day, working out every day for at least 30 minutes. So that is the personal goal I've set out for myself. So that's a fun fact I wanted to share.
Wow, so 253 days is a really long time, and daily 30 minutes. I can't imagine doing that. And
Yeah,
yeah, I
it is
think,
hard.
yeah, yeah. So Amazon, I think Amazon and fraud detection sounds very interesting, especially when we as a customer orders. There's always a question like, will we get the same product? Though I mean, it's not like it's the first time we order, but I think that's very very crucial. So great to know that you're working on something that helps a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely. And apart from that, like something that I personally also have started building a team to drive and improve provide well-rounded experience for the employees, focused on different charter, which is wellness, including, having a diverse and inclusive workplace environment focused on, ensuring that people are learning and developing in their careers. So that is a new area that I ventured into, which is also, kind of a journey that I am taking here, which She Inspires. So I'm very excited.
Wow. So seems like you are really a fitness freak, both physically and mentally.
Yes, I try
Cool.
to.
Right. Swati, what about you? So where are you? What do you do? And yeah, any fun fact about you?
Yeah, right now I'm based out of India. Coming to my background, I did my master's in USA, and I've decided to come back because the learning journey, the next decade of my learning journey was not that exciting for me. So I started experimenting, randomly applying to startups over here, and there was this very interesting gaming startup that was there. Like it was a mix of management plus tech. So that's something that I wanted to pursue. So it was a personal bet that worked out really well, and from there on my introduction into the startup ecosystem happened because And from there, being a developer of learning the whole management domains and designing the entire journey for the users was amazing. It kept me excited for an year, but then because I come from tech background, always the possibility of touching million lives with a product is something that has been an inspiration. Google is my personal inspiration. So that's when I started looking at brainstorming the ideas. And then I got started with evibe.in. So evibe.in, we started out of our own personal pain point, that is to build a platform for weddings, because we felt millions of Indians get married every year and they need a platform for that. And that's how we got started, and we expanded, and probably we ran that for 6 years, and then it was into $1 million GMV of a business. Lots of learnings in terms of building the team, building a startup, from going from 0 to 1 to 10 to thousands of millions of memories is something that we've enabled with evibe. And pandemic has thrown us quite a wide variety of challenges, through which now I am into gaming. So I ventured into gaming, and now I'm running a startup called as Doto. So it's a social gaming app. And coming to doing something for women is something that I'm personally interested, and I've been working with communities like Women Tech Makers for Google, and She Leads Tech for women entrepreneurs on behalf of Facebook, and lots of learning experiences and insights into running these communities and what these girls and women look out for in general. And this podcast, I think we are starting with a podcast, and the intent is to build something real, genuine, and useful for the girls out there to dream big. That's what it is. So very excited to partner with my sister Swapna, and partner with my husband Anji, that is you. So very excited to have like make this happen, and all very excited about all the possibilities that are out there, and the kind of value that we are going to add to all the girls in building their dreams. And a fun fact, right now I am most of the reflections and most of the deep thoughts and all of my unanswered questions are getting answered with Bhagavad Gita. So
Oh,
I'm learning that. So that's a fun fact, and that's what I'm pursuing right now. Lots of wisdom out there.
cool. Sounds very interesting. Seems like you take a lot of risks and a lot of impact-oriented work as well. So this is something common that I've seen in both of you. So different directions. Swapna focused on fitness and now getting into a career kind of, helping with people with career as well. And you in your startup journey trying to help people out there. So very interesting. And before we get started to understand more, though Swati have given a quick brief about what it is going to look like, but before we get started, this is one question I found very interesting, especially in the second half of last year. So let's get started with this question. So what did pandemic teach you?
So, Anji, when you ask the question, you should say, is it addressed to me or is it addressed to Swati? Otherwise, we both could jump in to answer the question. So, the thing I have learned with pandemic is slowing down is not a bad thing. For me, it is always I need to know what I'm doing next and what I should be focused on next. And let it be like, from a career perspective versus what I'm going to do with my kids. By the way, I'm also a mother of two. I have a son who's 11 years old and a daughter who's 7. So trying to balance with their activities versus my career. And my husband also works at Amazon. So it's full plate. So for me, it's always like go, go, go. So pandemic has taught me to slow down, got me interested in the areas that I haven't explored before. Nutritional cooking is one area that I explored. I always wanted to do more in terms of meditation, taking time every day along with my kids and creating that as a part of, the day-to-day is another thing. The other thing was interior decoration. I never thought that I would be, spending time actually doing interior decoration. So different things that I didn't think, and even reading or like at least listening, hearing more audible books and whatnot. So, and for me personally, I like pandemic, just listening to the different sufferings that's happening, like, different people who are losing their jobs and different people who are being impacted. I definitely feel very, empathetic towards all of them, and however I can help, right? In however big or small, like monetary or non-monetary. I've been exploring that. I don't think that I did, to the complete justice, but I've been attempting that. And also it's like thankful. I think being thankful for what we have is the biggest thing that over and over has come up as a theme during pandemic, which is so critical that everybody should be thankful for what it is and what we have today. So that is some of the self reflection, or things that have been done differently in pandemic for me.
Interesting. So starting from meditation to helping people to gratitude to even picking up some interior designing. So now did
Yep.
you learn something about interior designing, or it's just like getting your house done was your priority?
So it's interesting because you asked that question because I personally never thought that I should, think about, okay, what lamp goes here or what sort of wallpaper should we be picking. But I actually enjoyed the process. And this is also something, right? Like, enjoy what you do in that
Right.
moment. You focus and you enjoy what you do. And the designer actually today, she also has kind of reflected, and she said, you could be also taking interior design, be a interior designer part time or something like that. So it's like
Cool.
I didn't think that I am by no means an expert, or because I enjoyed the process. I think that is why it comes out. So whatever you do, you enjoy the process of whatever you're doing. I think that is also one of the learnings.
Wow, I think that's a very huge learning, enjoying the journey and process. I think that has been taught by from straight from Buddha to all the folks out there. Very interesting
Yeah.
to know about it. So Swati, what did you learn from this pandemic?
Biggest learning and reflection is I was running in the mill for last 6 years. Though I reflect every year on my long-term goal on how am I aligned, and I always try to probably this experience helped me go out of the box and try to see what all opportunities exist out there. And I realized that whatever I was trying to do or whatever I was trying to create is not really getting aligned with the kind of moonshot goals I have to accomplish. So that was one of the biggest thing. Like if I think how I was running it for last 6 years, then I think I understood that running in that mill continuously, once you get into it, I think that happened to me. So I would like to take this learning for lifelong, and I would want to continuously not be, though I take care of the business side and I have to be very efficient and productive, I do not want to get into that mill again. So hopefully I'll not get into that mill again. So that's one of the things. And the overall, the other aspects on, I think being thankful is something that I have realized. And I think my journey of journaling gratitude and building that habit has been really helpful, and it has built a lot of optimism and lots of thinking big and believing in something big. Those things is something that I was able to get back by focusing and giving myself a priority on setting up morning routines. And overall, that has a very huge impact. Like if you meditate, if you think for yourself, learn every day, I think these are some priorities I was able to get back, and I would like to build on top of it.
Cool. Great to see you build some new habits. As they say, habits are the way to change your destiny. So let's hope you continue with your habits. So now coming back
And
to
also, I
yeah.
think what happened was it was a level playing pandemics, right? Everybody got to zero. So that was a most exciting part of the pandemic for me, especially in the running a startup, because now that it is zero, and how the trajectory changed for us, so people were able to identify the difference between what we can do and how big we can make it happen. So that is one of the level player that has helped.
Interesting. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, let's get back to this She Inspires. So I would love to hear from you. Anybody can talk. What exactly is this She Inspires, and what is that reason? Like, why are you doing this in the first place?
Yeah, for me, she inspires, I think somewhere all along, right, growing up as a girl in India, where, education is not your primary focus, right? So parents and like, generations past were always focused on educating men, but thanks to my grandpa, thanks to my father, they had a different opinion, right? Saying, okay, education is for everybody, even girls should be educated. So that, you know, has definitely helped in shaping up how we frame up our thought process, and having that support from the family is very, very, very critical. And I realized some of my friends don't have that, right? And obviously, like, they are not in the same path, or like they were not able to achieve to their fullest potential just because they didn't have the support. And sometimes it's like the lack of resources that people have exposure to, right? So as you learn, like for me to make the jump from from Hyderabad to coming over to United States, it's only because I was in the right place and I had the the community around to help me get here. So every part of my life, in some way, shape, or form, I believe strongly that women belong, and women should be able to achieve their fullest potential, whatever they dream of, right? So success could mean many different things to many different people, but are you personally satisfied with where you are, or are you limiting yourself just because of external factors, just because girls are expected to cook, just because girls are expected to clean and take care of the family? That's the status quo that I've always been breaking, and that is what I want to advocate to all the women out there, that it is possible. But that's the first mental block, that you have to take care of yourself, right? I mean, you should believe that it is possible, then the doors will start opening. So this is more of reaching out to more of those girls and women who aspire to dream big, but they are holding back because of XYZ reasons. We want to inspire and say that it is possible, right? And it's not like we have done greatest things out there, but maybe there are greatest things more to be achieved, right? But the belief that you can do it is what we want to share with our audience.
I think from my side, I was not really thinking much on girls on the basis of gender, because I think Swapna said, the background is it was not really discriminated, and we were educated equal and all those things. But I think when I started working at a startup, and when I started building my own startup, and I realized that why there are not enough women out there. Like I was really thinking, and in terms of building the startup also, I tried to look out for girls who can really do the job well, much better than men in some of the key responsible positions. But the kind of challenges that I've seen, I felt that probably they do have very little play, or the kind of image or the kind of things that the society has set is a very big deal. There are not enough female role models. Like, people think it is normal to be a housewife, normal to give up your jobs, and they're like quite different amount of learnings that I had on what's missing. It's not really because they're not capable, but it's the other aspects that are dominating, and it is not really coming into the play. So this through this platform and initiative, what we want to do is probably throw some light into real life, how women are doing it in real life, not really like sharing the fairy tales on what, like, you just do it in respect to whatever, that doesn't help. So real stories, real content, and real, like, a personal guide whom you wish to have. If you're in college, if I wish to have, even right now, 20 years, somebody who is pursuing the goals that I want to do, probably I wish to listen and learn from them. So this is one tiny effort in initiating such a platform.
Got it. So if I understand well, so through this, you want to take some, real use cases, real case studies, and help people. And is it like, will you help them in terms of the belief, the motivation part, or you will also have thoughts around, helping them with access, or setting up few things for them where they can actually, get that extra help, that helping hand to actually take some action, or is it more on, helping people on a motivational level or belief level from an inner level?
So first thing is, I think the content and the stories, that is there, but I think the resources and channelizing them, because if you talk about support system, and if you talk of the programs and all the other things, like industry experts in their own areas, they're all out there. So probably we look to, like, connect and bridge that gap and get their questions or guidance in real time so that they can pursue their goals.
Yeah, and also like one of my learnings, I mean, Swati has done a recent session with the college students where she's given them exposure to entrepreneurship and what is it like. So when the questions were asked, there were a lot of interesting questions, right? So one is definitely career focused, which is what Swati is talking about in connecting them with the right people for what they want to pursue. But then the other aspect, which is really important, is the life skills, right? So with the life skills, how do you build the mindset, right? How do you build the growth mindset that it is possible, and how can you do that every day, right? There are some soft skills, there are some practical tips that could be leveraged on a day-to-day basis to build that, right? So that is what we will be focusing on, to share, in a particular scenario, how was I able to handle it and what were my learnings, and share that, and also connect them with, from a professional standpoint. The goal is that we know, right, like we have certain journeys, but there are other women leaders who have different journeys that they have been into. How can we also help them bring into this picture so they can share about their professional experiences and continuing to build on that network?
Interesting. Cool. And coming to this, right, I mean, as you already know, there are so much content out there. There are so many people who are trying to do it in a different aspect, and of course, from their own experience. But when it comes to She Inspire, so what is your approach to it? Like, how are you trying to, solve this whole problem of, helping girls, dream big and actually take action? So, what's your thoughts around the, the approach towards it? How are you trying to do it differently?
Yeah. So
Anyone?
I Yeah, so I think it is just tying back to those basic pillars, right? Of one is career options, like how can we get them connected to the right people, right place, and right time. And there are different programs as well. Like obviously in United States, there are different programs versus, in India. So I'll be able to share, like, one of the programs that I am mentoring actively. The program is called Built by Girls. So that program is focused also on like where Amazonian employees actually set up do one-on-one mentoring sessions. So like, if there is someone out there who's interested in looking out for learning program or product management, right, they'll get tied up with me based on my profile, and then I have one-on-one sessions with them to kind of tailor and hone in on what they are interested to know, what are some of the questions that they have. So that is one program, and there might be obviously, like, different programs out there creating that awareness, and so they can actually get more, deeper into what they are looking for. Like if someone from AI comes to me saying that they want to learn, I am in no position to actually, tell them anything about it, right? But how can I get them connected to the right people and right audience? Now our journey is, it'll start small, right? Even if we are able to influence or make a change in even 5 people or 10 people, even that is a success, right? So there is a lot of content out there, but even like with the network that we have, if they listen, I mean, they know us, if they listen to us and get to know more, that is considered success, right? And we continue to build on that framework and scale it by bringing additional professionals and whatnot. The second one is we can also go deeper into some of those life skills, right? Meditation, we've talked about yoga to some extent, right? Like from a mindfulness perspective, we can talk about hosting or bringing some of them who are actually really good in that space, right? We can bring them and they can actually do a meditation session in these forums, which will help them get onto that journey or do an introduction. So that's how we like see that this could evolve and continue to build on what we start and what we can share, and do a multiplier effect by bringing people together.
So the unique value proposition that we would like to bring is build something valuable, real time, and completely focus on what they actually need and build on top of it.
Interesting. So actually, I wanted to
Right.
ask that question, what success means to you, but I think Swapna has answered, like 5 to 10 people. And if you can make some change in their careers, you consider it as a great success.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not something that we will stop there, right? So for us, even that is big, right? Like if
Right.
we are able to influence, and with technology, we can do more. I do mentoring even within Amazon, and then the external, but I am reaching X number of people. But how can we get to more people and deeper? And as Swati said, we want to keep the content real based on what questions do they have, what do they want answered, and how can we help? And getting the feedback from them will also help us kind of tailor the content and bring the experts from the space, us being not the experts
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, because my experience with a lot of other programs and the communities where I mentored or maybe I led, it is very, very tied up to their goal. Like if they're a tech community, they would want to promote more tech. The actual purpose of, like, a girl or a woman, what challenges they face every day, day to day, that itself, that's a really big deal, but they don't get answered anywhere. And this is one of the key points I think we also had out of our user research, where they say that they read, they look up a lot of resources, they are part of different communities, but these are the actual things that don't get answered, and they're looking for some platform which can answer all of these and have help them build their careers in whichever direction they want to go. There is no agenda, there is no commercials, there's no purpose on you do this or that, or it's about like opening up all the possibilities, making them aware, and let them choose whatever they want.
Got it. So you just mentioned about user research. So I think we have a few questions before before we get there. So before, like you were talking about girls, women, and I think I understood it's primarily around women and girls. But any specific target audience that you have in mind? So because you said initially, I mean, you want to start small and eventually make it a as you take feedback and you want to continuously grow this and to reach out more and more people. But as a starting point, any specific audience that you have in mind? Where you thought would be most beneficial to get started with?
Yeah, we are starting focusing specifically on college students, girls, and
Okay.
then moving on to the focus more on the women who have just started their career or changing their careers, to moving on to women who are mothers, who are struggling to, or like you have the guilt as a mother constantly whenever you're prioritizing work over your kids. How to get over that guilt? That guilt is real, right? How do you get over that? And then from there to, like, being an empty nesters, right? Like when your kids are all ready and ready to move on and take on their own challenges, like what are some of the things that we could help them learn or show that they could rediscover and reinvent themselves. So that's how we are thinking in terms of the phases of our target audience.
Got
Yeah,
it.
if we take the funnel, right, the funnel gets, it's a broad funnel, it starts with college girls, so that is where we are right now.
Okay, so initially college girls, and as we move a little bit on the mid careers, and then as the turn mothers, and how do we during those transition, and after that again, like, once they get back to careers, how they can improve the career. So this is what I understood. Is it right? Did I understand it right?
Yeah, essentially the life cycle, right?
Yeah.
Human life cycle.
Interesting. So women life
Yep.
cycle, to be precise, in this
Yes.
particular
Yes.
context. Cool. So from the, I have few questions, like, from the user research that you mentioned about. So a couple of questions coming from different audience from different countries. So let's get started. First, as you spoke about a student. So we have